there, you guys. My name is Nicole Harrington, and this is Depression is Not for the Weak podcast. And usually these episodes are only 10 minutes, but today we're going to see how it goes. And instead of a story, I'm going to actually teach you my workbook, my free workbook, which you can have a written version if you'd like. So it basically goes over what depression is, and it includes the serious version and a less serious version, but it's all under the umbrella of depression. And then I will also, if you can relate to what I'm saying about depression, which, by the way, the reason that I understand depression is not because I'm a doctor or a clinician or a P-boomer. I don't have any kind of degree besides a kinesiology major from Sonoma State. I experience depression every day, though, so here we go. I also am going to stay till the end if you want to hear my 3 ways that I cope with depression every single day. So, yeah, what is depression, first off? Depression is about a more serious version of depression can include ruminating, it can include suicidal thoughts, it can include staying in bed, it can include really sad stuff. Like, picture it's really a misty, like cloudy day, and that's kind of what depression might look like on a clinical stance. But go ahead and Google it, because what I prefer to look at is how there are little examples of depression that show up in your everyday life that if you give attention to these little ideas of what depression looks like, if you rethink what depression means, you cater to the small examples of depression in your life, then you won't experience, there's potential that it won't grow. Okay, so little areas of depression in your life. Little, I say little, because depression is usually seen as a very negative thing, which is why this topic is a little bit uncomfortable. Because depression is hard to live with. Okay, I experience it every day, so I definitely know. Often, when I wake up in the morning, I'm in a bad mood. So I will turn on an audiobook or take a hot shower or go for a walk. There's little things that I can do in the morning to not listen to that little brain that says the world sucks, why are you getting up, you need to stay in bed. Because that's the depression talking. So, and I'm not going to trust every single thought that I have, especially when I wake up in the morning and I'm just waking up and I had a hard night, let's say, right? Like, because not every night is like perfect sunshine and rainbows, sleeping until 10 in the morning. And I mean, it can be if you set yourself up for success. But right now we're going over what depression looks like. So stay tuned. If we were face to face right now, I'd want to know how you're doing. Like, is this making sense for you? because if it is, then I feel comfortable to go into my first pillar on how to combat that depression and feel better today, right? Like start finding the evidence that you don't have to have depression can be a resource that helps you use depression as a positive resource versus letting depression take control of where you're going and where you're driving. Does that make sense? So if depression is in the driver's seat, then whoop, you stayed in bed. And you had this beautiful day planned, which you just decided to scrap because you're staying in bed because you're tired. Tired is a normal feeling, right? Let me know, because feeling normal is like, I don't even know what that means. So someone else make a video about that one. So let's stay on topic here, because we're already getting into my pillar 1, which is evidence. So what is evidence? If you're feeling up for it and you want to really anchor in what I'm telling you right now, then go ahead and pause this video and write down a few things of what the word evidence means to you. And I'd love to see it in the comments if you want to. So evidence is, for me, about trust. It's about a visual. I love a good visual because it feels real when you can really see it up close and you're like, That's evidence. Pillar 2. Pillar 2 gets into how are you describing that evidence? Because are you happy or are you sad? Are you grateful or are you the opposite? Are you feeling abundance or are you feeling scarcity? Abundance and scarcity are in itself words you could do a whole video on. What is abundance and what is scarcity? It all boils down to the words you're using to describe it. So pillar 2 is narrative, yes? And a narrative just means that you're writing a story, right? Like, I never thought of myself as a writer, but I'm an artist. And you're always creating a story. Like, why did I put this water here? That's a story. Was it so that the cat could come and spill it or drink it? Was it for the kitties? Or was it for me to support myself because I'm going to be talking for a little bit? It's only 9 minutes though, so literally this could still be just a 10-minute episode, but maybe that's the depression talking, because I'm being so direct right now that it's almost like this episode needs to be longer. But you know, make sure you like and subscribe, and email me if you want a free resource, because I am very much a visual person. To be a visual person is just, again, going back to that evidence piece, because evidence is a visual. So even when I have it written out, what does evidence look like? What does a narrative look like? It helps me understand. So that right there was a part of the narrative piece, because I just described why it's okay for me to have a visual. Like, otherwise, like, I'm feeling stupid. Like, I'm feeling insignificant. Like, I have to see it and hear it and believe it, or to believe it, right? So this is depression now we're talking about, because depression shows up in every area of your life, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. If, cause like, who do I want to be, right? Like, do I want to be someone who is a coach and a leader? Do I want to be a leader? Because I might have struggled with wanting to be a leader, because when you're a leader, then you think people are going to follow you, but that's actually not what being a leader is about. It's not about like having a following. It's about like showing an example that is better, period. It doesn't have to be like extravagant. Like, you know, it can be normal. Normal feelings include depression, because it's a sad world. Like, come on. These flowers are all dead. Look. I have a dead bouquet of flowers right there. Right? That could be sad. Or am I like being a little bit dramatic right now? And about my flowers, sure, because they're beautiful. Like, actually, those flowers, Zachary got me some of those flowers, like Valentine's Day 2023 are in there. There's some flowers from a funeral for a family member we went to. Like, what are those ones from? I wonder, the little white ones. Oh, those were for my grandma's funeral. Okay, anyway. So I'm preserving things that are beautiful, right? This is my narrative. When I'm saying that, I'm preserving flowers from events in my life, or I'm preserving through a picture. Like, I'm preserving things that I enjoy from the past. That's me creating a narrative that's giving me evidence to create the life that I want to be leading. Ooh, what time is it? It's 14 minutes. Anyway, like, I could go on and on and on about this, because I am doing the work. Like, I'm not just blowing smoke. That's funny, because I'm in California. Like, you know, we've had a lot of fire here. But I'm not just like creating a wildfire to blow smoke. Ew. So that everyone can band together and unite. Hashtag Sonoma Strong. ugh, that hurt me a little bit. See, like that makes me sad. That idea, like, ugh, that like tragedy bonds us is a sad one for me to comprehend, but I can't be ignoring that that's true because it is true, right? Like, I could go on and give you examples, and now I'm getting into a little bit of a harsher reality that life is depressing. And we can use that as a resource to do what? What are you doing with the resource? Right? Because success also bonds us. So I've actually been talking about my third pillar, which is about identity. So I've already really explained it, but just to recap real quick. I've done a lot of, I've read so many books this year. I think I'm at like 20 hours of audiobooks, and I don't even know if that includes the books that I'm rereading. Like Grant Cardone's 10X chapter 6, but or you know, I have a list, like I've been keeping a list of all the books that I've read, and just to keep track, because when we don't keep track, we don't keep score, we forget, which is natural too, then we forget. Okay, when we forget the negative, then we're also gonna forget the positive. Ouch. That one hurts. But, this is a big but, right? If we can think of the negative as a positive, if we can look at depression as a resource, depression is a resource, because when I'm experiencing depression, my head is hurting, my heart burns. Ew, I just realized that's a horrible way to, I like to say acid reflux, not heartburning, but see, I told you I'm a very visual person. So it helps me learn quicker, right? I guess. We are all experiencing depression. Even if we're not talking about it. Because depression shows up in so many ways. I see it everywhere, which is also depressing, right? So I can't be like ignoring the whole world because we're all depressed, and I don't want to be depressed, because that's really antisocial, and social things can, love can help you unwind and feel relaxed. What was that poem that I just wrote? When we're able to trust in someone else, if I can trust in someone and share like something that I'm learning in the present moment, and I feel confident and comfortable and to make mistakes. Ooh, ouch, my throat. Jojo, my cuckoo. Mistakes are a part of life, right? Hi, Joe. Not if you're shitting on someone while you're making those mistakes. That's fucked up. I am going to leave you with that idea, and make sure to email me at support@NicoleCoachingG.com. That's 2 G's at the end. And I'll see you next time.